Hello, today I'm sharing this easy and moist recipe for carrot cake. This is a simple recipe that I'm sure you can recreate at home and accompany with a nice hot cup of coffee or tea. So let's get it started. Okay, so while I'm shredding my carrots on my food processor, let's start with ingredients. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 cups of grated peeled carrots, that's about 6 medium carrots, 1 cup of chopped pecans, half a cup of raisins, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, half a teaspoon of fine sea salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1 1/4 cups of vegetable oil. You can use canola also, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 4 large eggs. All right, so I'm just using my processor to shred my carrots, like I said, but you could use a grater too if you don't have one. Okay, so first we're starting with the dry ingredients. We're going to be putting those on a separate bowl, and that's 2 cups of flour first, and that's all-purpose flour. Okay, then we're going to start with moving on to the baking soda, and that's 2 teaspoons of baking soda. All right, then we're going to do the sea salt, and that's half of a teaspoon of a sea salt, just like that. And next is going to be my cinnamon, and as you see, I'm doing this recipe requires quite a bit of cinnamon, and that's 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. All right, we're gonna mix all that together like so. And now in a separate mixing bowl like this one that has a little bit of a rubber in the bottom so it won't slide around, we're doing 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. Okay, and to that we're adding the sugars. We're going to start with the brown sugar, and that's 1 cup of brown sugar. But first I wanted to show you this neat container. I came across this one at Home Goods. This is a container especially for brown sugar, and it comes with a terracotta disc. This terracotta disc, you would need to submerge it in water for about 15 to 20 minutes every 2 months, and then remove it from the water, of course, pat dry it a little bit, and that's supposed to keep your sugar nice and moist in there so it wouldn't harden. Now to the oil, I have added the 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar, and now I'm ready to add the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And with the help of a spoon, I'm going to mix that around, stirring it around until it's completely mixed. All right, so now our mix is nicely integrated, and we're going to be adding the eggs. That's 4 eggs, and we're going to be doing that one by one until they're nicely mixed. Okay, so on this part I wanted to share with you a couple of tips. Always when you bake, make sure that you have the eggs put aside before you even start doing anything, to make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. It's very important because when the eggs are at room temperature, they tend to mix better with the batter. Also, it helps with the rising of the cake. You don't want to be shocking your batter with cold eggs. That will change the dynamic for the rising. So And once the 4 eggs are integrated, we're adding the dried ingredients, which is the flour and the baking soda and salt. We're doing that a little at a time, but for the purpose of the video, I went ahead and fast forward this part. So it looks like I'm just whisking it fast, but I'm not. You need to make sure, that's my second tip, you need to make sure that you add a little at a time and always folding the ingredients into the batter, not whisking it, okay? So now we're adding the 3 cups of shredded carrots, a little at a time as well. And again, folding them together into the batter. And once all the carrots were incorporated, I'm ready to add the raisins. And this is another tip for you when baking with raisins. I went ahead and sifted the raisins with flour. And why I did this was to help the raisins float and not sink in the bottom of the cake. And now the walnuts, and stir that around. This is the baking pan I will be using for today, and to that I will be spraying this Palm baking spray. When I bake, I like to use this spray because it makes it easier for me. It already comes with the flour incorporated, so it helps so my cakes won't stick to the pan. So now I'm ready to add my batter to it and bring this to the oven for 55 minutes at 350 degrees. So as you see, this is a simple cake that I didn't even need to use a mixer. It was all done by hand. This is one of those cakes that is very simple to make and can mess it up. So we will be enjoying this cake with a nice cup of coffee later this evening. Cake was finished baking after the 55 minutes, so I'm going to be transferring this nice cake into a cake pedestal to let it finish cool off before I cut it. In my household, frosting is optional, so if you would like to make frosting, you can do that. Here is the recipe. This is a cream cheese frosting if you would like, but this is how I like to eat mine, just plain. And once again, here is a more appealing slice with frosting on the top. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Also comment below and let me know what do you think about this recipe, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.